Problem number 1. A group of chili experts has discovered a new kind of spice for cooking that they claim has a mean spiciness of 200 Scoville heat units with an SD of 0.5 SHU. Thus, the hypothesis of a mean of 200 SHU against the alternative hypothesis of a mean not equal to 200 if a random sample of 30 chilies is tested and found to have a mean of spiciness of 195.25 Scoville heat units. Use a 0.01 level of
Steps in hypothesis testing. Step 1. Determine its null hypothesis, which is the mean is equal to 200, and its alternative hypothesis, which is the mean not equal to 200. The second step is to determine from the given problem its level of significance, which is at 0.01. Alternative hypothesis is non-directional, two-tailed, and the appropriate test statistic is z-test because the random sample is equal to 30. The third step, to determine the critical or rejected region, use this formula, substitute to the value of 0.01, then locate it the z-table, which brings us to 2.576 as the critical value. Step 4. Compute for the z-value. Use the formula sample mean minus population mean over standard deviation divided by the square root of random sample. Substitute the given value in the problem and you will get 5.20 as your z-value. Step 5. To accept or reject HO, create a curve, shade two tails since it is non-directional. Use step 3 critical region value and step 4 z-value to determine. Our HO is rejected since 5.20 is in the critical region and is greater than 2.576, which brings us to our conclusion in step 6, which is the average spiciness is not equal to 200 but lesser than 200.
Problem number 2. The principal is trying to encourage students to stop driving to campus. The university claims that on average, it takes at least 20 minutes to find a parking space at the campus. The principal has sampled the last 5 times he drove to campus and calculated population mean of 20. Assuming the time it takes to find a parking lot is normal with a standard deviation of 6 minutes. Perform a test hypothesis with a 0.10 level of significance to see if
Problem
this
number
claim is
2.
correct.
Step 1. Our null hypothesis is mean equal to 28. Our alternative hypothesis is mean lesser than 28. Determine the level of significance, which is 0.10. Our HA is directional, it is one-tailed, and the test statistic is the t-test since our n is lesser than 30. Step 3. We're going to use our level of significance and our n of 28 to determine the df, which is n minus 1, and we will get the 27. Use this equation, substitute, and then look for it in the t-table, which brings us to our answer of negative 1.314. In step 4, we are going to compute for the critical value of z. Use this given data, use this formula, substitute, calculate, and then get the answer of negative 2.98. For step 5, we need to decide whether to reject or accept our HO. First, determine the critical region of the curve and locate the t-value, which is negative 2.98. So we can say that our null hypothesis is rejected since it is in the critical region. Step 6, our conclusion is the average time to find a parking spot is less than 28 minutes.
Problem number 3. A teacher wishes to study the amount of time students in her major subjects spend each day studying. She believes that the average time should be 70 minutes. In order to know, she asked her students to report to her the time they spent in doing homeworks. A total of 10 students responded. The average time spent is 73 minutes with a standard deviation of 8.5 minutes. Test the hypothesis that the mean is greater than 70 minutes using 0.05 level of significance.
Problem number 3. Step 1. Our null hypothesis is mean equal to 70 minutes and our alternative hypothesis is mean greater than 70 minutes. For step 2, the level of significance is 0.05. HA is directional and one-tailed. Since n is greater than 30, the test statistic is a z-test. In step 3, we have to determine our level of significance. Use this equation, substitute it, and look for the critical value of z table. In step 4, use the given data in your problem, and then use this formula to substitute, and then calculate to obtain this answer of 3.97. In step 5, we need to determine to reject or accept our HO. Our HO is rejected since it is within the critical region and it's greater than 1.645, which brings us to our conclusion that the average time spent is greater than 70 minutes.
Let's take our time tonight.